Hello Nova Nation, it's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski. Villanova battling the Butler Bulldogs here on Senior Day at the Finneran Pavilion. Tip-off at noon. Our WXVU pregame coverage will begin at 11:30 a.m. as Stephen Kane will have the call. Villanova looking to build off their win against Seton Hall. A couple days ago, the Wildcats have won back-to-back games with a win over number 16 Marquette and the Seton Hall Pirates. It was not a pretty game. If you didn't check out my recap video, I posted it probably about 36 hours now ago. Villanova did not play their best basketball, but Eric Dixon scored 32 points and the Wildcats erased a 12-point deficit at halftime with some pretty good play in the second half. They went on a big 22-2 run in about 10 or 11 minutes or so of that second half. So Villanova played much better in the second half against the Pirates. They'll face a Butler team that comes into this game with 13 wins overall this season. They have 6 conference wins, but most of their 6 conference wins have actually come within the last 3 weeks to a month, but they're against some weaker teams, some of the below average conference teams. So this is a game that Villanova should win, but Butler, their offense is pretty good. They have Pierre Brooks and Jamil Telfort, both of those players averaging almost 16 points per game and around 5 rebounds per contest. So Brooks and Telfort are the 2 best players for this Butler team. When you look at their offense, they score about 74, 75 points per game. So their offense is definitely capable. It's more so Butler's defense. Their defense allows about 72, 73 points per game overall this season. But when you look at conference play, they're scoring 75, almost 76 points per game, but giving up 75 points per game. So their defense has really struggled. Villanova won the first matchup against the Bulldogs at Hinkle Fieldhouse back in January. It was a game that Villanova, again, like this past recent game against Seton Hall, like many of the road contests this year, Wildcats did not play well, but they went on a 22-1 run in about 6 minutes towards the end of the second half, led by Eric Dixon, who had 28 points to get across the finish line and win that game back to start 2025 in January against Butler. So Villanova looking to sweep the series against the Bulldogs. But like I said, their offense is definitely concerning. When you look at Villanova's best wins this year, they have come, with gritty defensive battles. They don't like to be in high-scoring shootouts. So if Butler can score, and we've seen it in their past few games. When you look at their past month, they have scored 80 points, 90 points against Georgetown. Some games in the low to mid 70s. Villanova does not want to be in a shootout. So hopefully the home atmosphere, Senior Day, hopefully their defense can step up and play well. But again, Brooks and Telfort, the 2 best players for Butler, they're a really good 3-point shooting team. They did not shoot all that well in the first matchup against Villanova, around 32%, but as a team this season, around 35, 36% from behind the arc. Defensively, like I said, they really struggle. They also don't force a lot of turnovers. So Villanova should be able to score some points, especially at home. But we'll see what happens, right? They struggled against the Seton Hall defense, which is not very good either in their most recent game at the Prudential Center a couple days ago. So again, today's coverage on WXVU will begin at 11:30 a.m. with the pregame show. Tip-off is at noon. The final home game of the regular season for Villanova at the Fan. Villanova will end their regular season before the Big East tournament with a battle against Georgetown on Tuesday. WXVU will also have coverage for that. So stay tuned for more action on social media. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning into this Villanova men's basketball preview versus the Butler Bulldogs. And as always, go Cats!